Amazon. Amazon has secured its place as the most valuable company in the world, and the CEO, Jeff Bezos, is also not just the wealthiest person on the planet, but the wealthiest person to have ever lived. How crazy is that? I mean, there's always been that tag for, the richest person, the richest guy or girl in the world, like Bill Gates had, but nobody has ever had the tag Jeff Bezos as the richest man in history to have ever lived. And it's all because of Amazon. But here's the thing. Amazon are still expanding at an extremely fast rate and are shaking up almost every single industry as we know it, and nobody can really compete, keep up, or stop them. So what do you do if you can't compete with Amazon or stop them? You join them so you too can profit, grow, and dominate with them. Just like myself and thousands of others have done, what you see here on the screen right now is a screenshot of one of my record-breaking months on Amazon last year, where I made £890,771.08 in just 30 days selling on Amazon. So in US dollars, that's about $1.1 million in just 1 month. Just because I joined the unstoppable machine that I call Amazon and started selling on their platform. So you're probably thinking, all right, Jay, that sounds pretty big, but just how big? Well, 80% of customers in the US purchase from Amazon at least once a month. 90% of people online always check Amazon for a product, even if they found it anywhere else. 49.1% of all online shoppers go directly to Amazon for their products. 3 out of 4 smartphones, so 3 out of 4 smartphones have the Amazon app installed on it. They sell and ship 600 items every single second. Let's just pause and let that sink in. Yes, second, not minutes, not hours, and not days. But every single second, they ship on average 600 items, which is mind-blowing. And as of 2018, last year, it officially became a $1 trillion company. I still get shocked when people think Amazon is already big and it can't grow anymore. I have news for every single one of you who think that. Amazon's just getting started, especially when it comes to growth. They're going to grow into something that no other company in the world has managed to achieve. They are already a $1 trillion company. They have reinvented the way things are done. Now, let me be upfront and brutally honest with you. If you're wanting to make money online right now and you're not going to leverage Amazon's Prime members and the hundreds of millions of shoppers they bring in daily, their patented one-click buying technology, their super user-friendly mobile interface, which remember is vital because more than 80% of all sales online occur from a mobile device in this day and age, and of course, the huge trust factor they bring to the table. I mean, everybody who shops online knows and trusts Amazon. That's going to be extremely difficult, time-consuming, and expensive. In fact, it's damn right foolish to even attempt to make money online if you're not using these. Amazon just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger every single year. And the opportunity is now better than it's ever been before. And as promised, I'm here to help you profit and cash in on it. Well, me and my 2 friends, Real Vlog, Stella and Coco, of course. Now, that picture you see there was actually taken last year when I was personally invited to Amazon's Ireland offices for the very first time, which was a huge honor for me. But just in case anybody would thought, why the hell is Jay pointing at some random building sign? It's because that was the Amazon offices, all right? Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that with a push of a button, you can become super rich and cruise through the process of building an Amazon business that generates you a predictable income overnight. Because in reality, there is going to be some challenges along the way. And anyone that has ever told you it's easy to get rich is either selling you something, lying to you, or because they themselves aren't actually bloody rich. In reality, it's a challenge to get rich. And that's why for most people in America, when they hit the age for retirement, they can't even retire because by the age of 63, the average person in America is already in so much debt that if they stop working, they would go bankrupt. Now, there are obstacles that get in your way to financial freedom, okay? So let's just bring out these elephants in the room right away so we can focus on the training. And let's address them for what they really are. Money, a common obstacle and the old misconception that it takes money to make money. Take Francisco, for example, who started with us a few years ago. Money was a huge deal for him. He was married, he had a 4-year-old daughter, he worked full-time as a chef. He was on okay money, but in reality, he was just making ends meet to pay the bills. So the question was, how can you earn enough extra money so that you can set it aside to start a new income stream, offline or online. It's just a challenge. That's all it is. So here are the two things you need to understand. There is making money and there is making excuses. You need to pick one because you can't do both. You either do one really well or the other really well. So instead of using the excuse of money, and in reality, that's all it really is, because if I used the excuse of money to make money, I would still be broke, depressed, and lost. So Francisco didn't use the excuse, oh, I don't have enough money. Francisco said, I will figure out a way to get the money to let me get in. And in the end, he did. It changed his life, and the rest is history. Okay? Time. This is a big one. So when Paul started with us here, he managed to create a six-figure income in 4 weeks from the time his product went live on Amazon. Now, here's what I find more interesting in these figures that he's getting. Is that what he said? He said, I could only ever work in my Amazon business a couple of hours a week because of my job. How many of you would like to, well, not really do anything at first other than spend only just a couple of hours a week on it because you have a full-time job or whatever you got going on, and then your product goes live 4 weeks later, boom, you have an extra $12,000 a month coming into your bank. That's what's possible on Amazon because of how enormous it is and how ripe the opportunity is. Okay, so time is either an excuse where you say to yourself, I don't have enough time, or time is, I will find a way or I will make time to make this work. But that's a decision only you can make. You will have to make it because you've now seen that it's possible to make this Amazon business work with the least amount of time. Ability. This one right here has scared and cheated a lot of people if having access, because they automatically think, well, they aren't good enough, or they aren't clever enough, or they can't do that because they've never done that before, because they don't have the skills required, so they end up never ever trying it out. So really, your only challenge here is your self-esteem more than anything. Because if you look at Greg here, he was doing the opposite and felt he could do it all on his own. When it comes to Amazon these days, so many people think that they can cut corners, use secret weapons, find that product and use all these random tools, watch YouTube videos, use Google to find answers and buy cheap $400 courses. I'm telling you right now, you cannot. You cannot do that. When it comes to these so-called special tools, it is dangerous, not worth doing, and certainly not worth recommending, as it can get you banned from selling on Amazon for good. Now, Greg started on Amazon to do what most people do by going to YouTube, Google, and buying these cheap courses that all say the same generic things on how to build an Amazon business and how to pick a product and so on, because they believe making a good financial commitment to learning how to do it the right way is a waste of money. So he starts off doing it the wrong way, and then all of a sudden he starts doing it the right way through us. And now he is earning just shy of $1 million a year and bringing in $80,000 per month for his family. So when it comes to ability in Amazon, you're not having to build the first spacecraft to go to Mars and back. This is as easy as learning how your own phone works. And if you know how your phone works, then well done. You already have the ability and the know-how to be able to build an Amazon business. Fear. Listen, it's inevitable you will screw up at some point along the way and get things wrong. Then you'll later look back and go, oh, how on earth did I make such a stupid mistake? But here's the thing. Unlike any other business opportunity out there, where it's literally like you're walking on the edge of a cliff and if you make one mistake, you fall, you die, and it's pretty much game over, okay? But with Amazon, it's nothing like that at all. You can screw up as much as you want on Amazon and still do pretty well. In fact, better than well. Take a look at Devin here. She was hesitant, scared, and all second guessing herself, yet despite all that, she's pulling off $20,000 per month on Amazon. So fear needs to be put at the door where it belongs. Confusion. So a lot of people have this wrong information when it comes to selling Amazon. And as an opportunity, it creates a lot of confusion. They say, well, Jay, I'm from Brazil. I can't do this. Or, Jay, I'm in New Zealand right now. I don't know where to get my product. Well, remember Paul, who we just spoke about when it came to the time obstacle? Well, he is Australian, and it didn't stop him doing it from there, and while working a full-time job as well. He also gets his products from China and is selling them on Amazon UK, Amazon Germany, Amazon Italy, and Amazon France. He's doing all of this in all these different countries simply from his computer. So if you have an internet connection, you can do this. So there's a lot of confusion on what will work on Amazon and what won't work on Amazon. So don't worry, I get where you're coming from, because it's hard to see the future when you're confused, because it creates that, that cloudiness in your head. Chris here had the exact same problem. but he got access to my step by step